Hi all, welcome to Demystifying Markets. So this is a learning video of order flow analysis. So where we are going to see the example for min delta and max delta. So we are going to see a learning for what is min delta and max delta in order flow analysis. So previously we have shared the order flow settings video, and also we have seen few concepts which are very important and a base concept for order flow analysis, which is delta and cumulative delta. So people who yet to see this video, kindly refresh, and which is a very important topic in order flow analysis. So on continuation of that, today we have a learning for a new concept in order flow analysis, which is min delta and max delta. So market profile is the base for this channel. Market profile base vachida everyday live trading analysis we are doing in market profile analysis we are doing for stocks and for index. So learning video one market profile analysis we are doing on everyday basis, and also we are joining the order flow analysis. So if you're really interested to learn this kind of order flow plus market profile learnings, then kindly subscribe, like and share this channel so that can be benefited to other person, that can also reach to the other person who really need this kind of analysis, market profile and order flow analysis. So getting into the concept of today's learning, min delta and max delta. So what is delta? Delta அப்படினா என்னன்றதை நம்ம previous videoல பார்த்தோம். In short, like if you want a detailed example, so kindly refer to the previous video, but in short we'll say delta அப்படினா it is a very important to differentiate the volume. So volume factor is always important in market. So volume la we don't know who's dominant in that candle. So delta பொறுத்தவரை it could able to differentiate the seller's volume and buyer's volume. So you could able to see who's taking the lead position, whether the buyers are taking the lead position or the sellers are taking the top or dominant position. So that tells very clearly the differentiation between your sell volume minus buy volume. And to see the min delta and max delta, so you can have your settings in the tab bar statistics. நம்ம settings எப்படி பண்ணணும்ன்றது settings videoல சொல்லியிருக்கோம். So on bar settings tabல you can have the settings like that. So if you select the min delta and max delta, then obviously இது உங்களுக்கு கீழ showcase ஆகும். So you can see the delta level here. So the first row pathina, this is called max delta. Second row is min delta. So what is min delta and what is max delta? So first min delta அப்படினா என்னன்றதை பார்க்கலாம். So min delta is nothing but if you have particularly if the sellers are more, then min அப்படினாலே minimum. So what happens when your price needs to go to the minimum price, what happens? The sellers should come and push the price down. So that is the concept. When you have min delta is higher, that means that sellers are higher in that candle. So order flow எப்பவுமே எப்படி இருக்கணும்னா, order flow should exactly match with the time frame. That is very important. So it exactly works efficiently for the time. So ஒரு டைம்ல அந்த candle that too for a particular candle. So order flow is meant for a particular candle for a particular time frame. That is very important. So that candle has so much of min delta, that candle has so much of max delta in a particular time frame. That is very important to have a basic analysis in order flow settings, order flow analysis பொறுத்தவரையும். So min delta always says that if their min delta is higher, then it denotes a sellers are higher in that candle. So max delta higher irukku அப்படினா, max means a price need to go to the maximum level அப்படின்ற போது who really need to enter into the market means obviously the buyers. So buyers வந்ததுக்கு அப்புறம் they'll push the price up. So automatically your price will get into the maximum price. So that is called a max delta. In short, I am giving an example. So how to remember the min delta and max delta with the concepts அப்படின்றதுக்காக தான் I am just telling you the word of min and max ஓட elaborate on ஒரு terms நான் யூஸ் பண்றேன். So max delta பொறுத்தவரையும், if at all the price to go to a maximum level, who should come? Obviously the buyers. So if the max delta is higher, if the max delta is positive or higher volume irukku அப்படினா, obviously the buyers are more in that candle. If the min delta is higher or the min delta is having more volume, then obviously sellers are more in that candle. So let's get into the detail of example of Nifty chart along with the terms. இப்ப terms பொறுத்தவரையும் உங்களுக்கு வந்து min delta na என்ன max delta na என்னன்றது clear தெரிஞ்சிருச்சு. So getting into the chart of Nifty. So கீழ வந்து பாத்தீங்கன்னா market profile அதாவது bar statistics வந்து நம்ம வந்து settings பண்ணிருக்கோம். So we are using the min delta and max delta for this level. So if you see here on this candle of Nifty chart, 5 minutes time frame, exactly 5 minutes, that is what I told before. Like particular time frame is very important. In the candle la, in the time frame la order flow எப்படி இருக்கு, that is very important. So in the candle, that is at the level of 310 candle la பாத்தீங்கன்னா Nifty பொறுத்தவரையும் volume, the first row max delta, second row min delta. Max delta is always positive, min delta negative. So max delta positive, higher number, higher volume அப்படின்றது higher quantity என்ன denote பண்ணுதுன்னா the prices will go high because max delta is higher, buyers will come and push the price to the maximum level. So obviously the price goes and hits to the upper level. So அந்த இடத்துல எனக்கு buyers strong இருக்காங்க அப்படின்றத denote பண்ணுது at the time of 310. So next, coming to this level, we'll see some other example for max delta. We are having 65.2k in max delta, whereas 925 only in min delta. So இது ரெண்டுத்தோட comparison பொறுத்தவரையும் max delta is higher, so the candle at the time of 255 is going high from this level of 24,890 and the 24,920 varyum candle is going because it is having a max delta higher, which denotes the buying pressure, and again which denotes the buyers are in to push the price to a maximum level. So min delta is always compared to max delta இதை விட கம்மியா இருக்கு. So obviously what happens, buyers take the lead role, so they push the price upside. So this is another example in so let's get into the okay, see this example. This example, if you have 3k, so this example you have 3k, 3.3k, whereas if you see here 30k negative min delta. So min delta is higher, whereas you have the max delta to a level of 3k only. So this tells very clearly at the time of so 155, what happens to the particular candle? The candle is red. Again, the color doesn't matter. I'll also tell you the example at last. Color வந்து எந்த மாதிரி நம்ம பார்க்க கூடாதுன்றதுக்கு ஒரு perfectான example, that is red candle or green candle. I'll show you the example also at last. So this is a red candle, but again if you see here what happened, the max delta is 3k and the min delta denotes very clearly having a 30k negative delta. So 30k negative delta, which tells very clearly the sellers are high in that price. So min delta பொறுத்தவரையும் the sellers are pushing the price to the minimum value. Like it is an example that what we can see here is the min delta is 30k அப்படின்ற போது sellers தான் அந்த இடத்துல அந்த candleல இருக்காங்க at a particular candle at a particular time frame. So the prices are not going higher because the sellers are there to come to the level at the level of 24,890 and they push the price down. So this is obviously because of the min delta are higher compared to max delta. So this is again one more example for min delta. We have seen the max delta examples and also min delta. One of the example is at the time of 155 in the 5 minutes time frame of Nifty. And further if you see the min delta here if you see here the max delta is 1k, whereas the min delta again tells very clearly 30k, which is higher volume compared to max delta. So what happens to this candle at a particular time frame 140? Obviously they push the price down, they will not go high. So sellers are there, which is very evident. And if you see on the next immediate candle, what happens, 46k buyers have come in, so they are obviously what happened, the price will go up again. So min delta or max delta or any delta in order flow analysis, definitely you have to follow the time frame. So that particular candle, that particular time, the delta is working. That particular candle, that particular time, the delta may change in the next candle. So everything you take, the time frame is very important, the candle is very important, and the volume is denoting only for the time frame and only for that particular time. So இதுதான் வந்து ரொம்ப important. If you select the 5 minutes time frame, you see only that 5 minutes time frame oda candle la mattum dhaan and the volume oda analysis irukum. So the next candle, if immediately what happened, this is a perfect example. Like if you see, you have a min delta higher in this candle, and next candle, very immediate candle, you have a max delta higher. So that denotes like this delta doesn't have buying pressure, and this delta doesn't have the selling pressure. So this is very important. This how the delta will work. So you have to see the exact time frame and exact particular candle to have a great knowledge about this min delta and max delta differentiation. This is one more example to have a depth in differentiation between the min delta and max delta. So next, getting into the analysis of the candle wise. If you see the candle, I'll show you one more example for the candle wise. Okay, if you see here, this candle. So if you see here at this level, this candle is almost having a, this candle is almost in red in color. So which tells very clearly the candle is red. It doesn't mean that if the candle is red, obviously what happens, they will not, that doesn't mean that the sellers are higher. So இந்த candle வந்து ரெட்டா இருக்கு அப்படின்றதுனால selling இருக்கு அப்படின்றத நம்ம denote பண்ண முடியாது. Because if you see the delta, what happens, the buying, the delta of max delta is higher than min delta. So max delta higher 38k இருக்கு, whereas min delta you have only negative of 3k. So but the candle is red. So the color combination, அதாவது green color, red color அப்படின்றத வந்து நம்ம already பார்த்திருந்தோம். Market profile பொறுத்தவரையும் doesn't work. So even if you have red color, even if you have green color, you should see the delta that gives you the exact data of. If you see here also, you could see the example here. So I think this is a perfect example. So if you see at this candle also, you have a red candle and you have a positive delta, that is max delta is higher. But on seeing this candle, we see it's a red candle. Okay, the price is not going higher, but we have inside information like 28k is the max delta, which is the negative of 2k is the min delta. So obviously who is sitting in this candle? Buyers are sitting in this candle. So we know that the buyers are into this candle. So comparatively the selling has been stopped. So what happened on the final decision, we could able to see that the buyers are more in this candle. That is why when the price starts from here, they have a wick and body closure also inside this. But it's a detailed information that we can get from the data, or that we can get from the delta of the max delta or min delta combination. In the information we can get, or else we can see just seeing the color. We cannot denote this is a selling color, this is a buying color. We should not see. So this is one more example of combination of colors which we should not decide அப்படின்றதுக்கு. This is a perfect example. So we have seen multiple settings வந்து எந்த மாதிரி combinationல இருக்குன்றத பார்த்தோம். So we have seen few examples for min delta and max delta, and also min delta and max delta ஓட time frame is very important பார்த்திருந்தோம். Because every 5 minutes the delta வந்து நீங்க fix பண்றீங்க அப்படின்னா every 5 minutes the delta work only for that 5 minutes alone, because the volume வந்து அந்த 5 minutes குண்டான volume அந்த candle குண்டான volume. So consecutive உங்களுக்கு வந்து அடுத்த volume வந்து the next combination should also you should see. So இந்த மாதிரியான conflicts நம்மளுக்கு வரும். And also if you see the color combination also differs with the data you get in max and min. So next வந்து Nifty பார்த்தோம். So moving on to Bank Nifty again, we'll see one more example in Bank Nifty for both min delta and max delta. So நீங்க analyze பண்ணதுக்கு அப்புறம் trade எடுங்க. Kindly do your analysis before you take trade for trading or for investment. This is purely for educational purpose. So பாத்தீங்கன்னா வந்து Bank Nifty 5 minutes time frame. So you have a 16k delta, whereas you have 1k negative delta. So max delta is higher compared to min delta. So max delta is higher. So what happens? The buyers are in, they push the price upside to a greater level. So Bank Nifty பொறுத்தவரையுமே பாத்தீங்கன்னா 255 candle, that particular time frame, that particular candle has a max delta consisting of 16k, whereas the min delta consists of only 1k. So this negative 1k. So இது என்ன பண்றாங்க? Again they push the price upside. So this is very important to see the price are going high because buyers are sitting in this candle because of max delta is higher. So that's why you are getting a higher price big candle here. So next, getting into the min delta example in Bank Nifty. And Bank Nifty la pathina at the time of 240, what happens? You see here. So 240, you see here the candle is almost 18k min delta. So 18k இருக்கிறதுனால selling வந்து அந்த இடத்துல இருக்கு, buying வந்து இல்ல. So that is very clear. We'll see any color combination delta. Okay, so this candle is almost having 90 max delta, whereas 5k negative delta. What happens? 5k negative delta, max delta வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மியா இருக்கு, min delta ஜாஸ்தியா இருக்கு, and obviously sellers are more in this candle, so they push the price which matches with your color. So in case if you have any color difference இருந்தா கூட and the delta plays a major role, not the color. So that is why you should not see the color. So the delta or the volume or the data is very important more than finding a color that says selling or more higher அப்படின்றத வந்து we should not take it. So if you see here, this is a perfect example where it has 500k and max delta, and min delta is negative, that is 5k. So 5k negative min delta ka color is almost green. That this again tells very clearly, like, do not see the color of the candle because it can go wrong. அது அப்படின்றதுக்கு ஒரு perfect example. Again and again we are quoting it every time on order flow analysis because it is very important, because on seeing the volume, getting into the deep discussion of volume, so further delta பார்க்கிறோம், and delta லே இன்னும் நிறைய subdivisions இருக்கு that we are seeing now as min delta and max delta. So much of information is available in the market. So அந்த மாதிரியான data collection is very important to have a long journey in market. It is very important to have a consistent and long journey. So ஒரு happy trading வேணும் அப்படின்னா வந்து obviously we should collect the data. So data is very important. So that tells you very clearly this is a buying zone, this is a selling zone. So this could give you a better opportunity. This will not go high. அப்படின்றதுக்கு வந்து a deep analysis is required. So அந்த மாதிரியான analysis will tell you very clearly and not the color difference. So this is again one more example. And next we'll see the perfect example here matches with the delta. So delta pathina 3k negative, whereas you have 800 positive, that is maximum. Max delta is 800, whereas the min delta is 3k, which tells very clearly the prices will not go high because the min delta are higher. So what happens if you get the min delta higher? Obviously the prices will fall. So in simple, நம்ம வந்து max delta அப்படின்னா prices அந்த இடத்துல வந்து max delta higher இருக்காங்க அப்படின்னா obviously the buyers are higher, so they'll push the price to the maximum price. So what happens? That candle, that particular time frame tells you very clearly the buyers are into that candle அப்படின்ற போது selling அந்த இடத்துல நடக்காது. Vice versa, min delta அப்படின்னா then obviously the sellers are more, then buyers are less. So what happens? They will push the price down to the minimum value. So min delta வந்து they will again வந்து buyers are absent அப்படின்றத குறிக்கும். So these are the min delta and max delta examples we have seen now, along with the definition or the terms of min delta and max delta நம்ம பார்த்தோம். So previous நம்ம delta and cumulative delta ஓட இதுவும் வந்து it's a very very deep discussion நம்ம பண்ணிருக்கோம், because we should know what is the delta behind it, what are the data we are getting based on delta, and how we can see and apply அப்படின்றத வந்து we have seen in this video, I guess. If you have any further doubts also, you can comment so that we'll see, try to quote in the next example and post a video. And thank you so much for all your time, and thanks for your support. And if you really like the analysis, kindly do like, share and subscribe my channel. So that is a big level of motivation for me, and thank you so much. We'll post the remaining videos, we'll post the remaining sharing in the next upcoming videos for the order flow analysis. And thank you so much for all your support, and keep supporting.